Hi guys, welcome back to another weekly market structure video that I'm going to be doing every Tuesday. So today I'm going to be getting into chart specifics. I'm going to go over Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, Bitcoin dominance and the others chart. So let's get right into it. So as you can see, I've marked out some key levels where I think Bitcoin can gravitate towards the lower trend I have where Bitcoin is currently trading. It's been trading between 62k and 70k around here. I've got lower targets of about 60k. That was its lowest kind of liquidity point recently, about the 7th of February. Some lower targets I have is 50k because that is the lowest we hit in 2024 in our long sort of liquidity range, which was dated around 250 days. Some upper targets that I have for Bitcoin are 75k because we hit it as a support back in April 2025. I think if we can reach that level and we can push through, then we can start speaking about the psychological level of 100k. I think maybe once we get back to this 100k, we could have some chop around it, maybe break some liquidity, come back down and maybe break through to new all-time highs. The next thing I'd like to speak about is Bitcoin percentage correction. So currently we're in the midst of a 50% correction for Bitcoin. In our past cycles, our past iterations, as you can see, end of 2021, which was our last kind of major cycle top, we had a 75% correction. Within the midst of that, we had a 53% correction, and it's starting to look like Bitcoin isn't having a larger correction that we used to have. This is because there's more institutionals in play, there's more liquidity in play, and it's starting to become more of an outstanding asset in the industry. If we go further back into 2018, towards the start of it, we had a total of a 66% correction, and then right all the way back here in 2014 we had another 70% correction. I just don't see Bitcoin having the 70% correction unless we have what's going on in our geopolitical environment with countries that can potentially go lower, but I don't see that happening because Bitcoin has already gone lower off basically nothing, and now that this news is kicked off, it's not really going any lower. We're staying the same. I'd just like to point the fact out that some people think astrology can be in play when doing technical analysis, and if we're going off that, we can see this was currently in the year of the horse. This is our last year of the horse for Bitcoin, and this is the type of movement we did. So our last year of the horse was 2014, and this is what we were dealing with then. So potentially we get our correction, which we've had, and as you can see, we start moving up May, June time. This correction doesn't have to be the same, it can be a lot less, and even the comeback up back to our resistance levels, they can also be higher, but it's kind of the pattern we're going for here. So if we just go back to just confirm that, as we can see, 50% correction. I don't see us going lower than 50k Bitcoin. That would put us at that similar level to previous cycles. I don't think we go into that, but I have put that as the lowest point that I think can possibly reach. Next, we're going to go into Ethereum. I've covered this a little bit before, but as you know, we're currently in our massive sideways chop range for over 2,000 days basically. If we date it all the way back to here, nearly approaching 2,000 days. What we've now noticed is that Ethereum doesn't need to be all-time highs to have a mini alt season. Towards 2024, at the end of that, Ethereum did pump. Price action was quite high, 200% from lows, but it didn't reach all-time highs, and if it did, it just barely scratched it, sweep that liquidity, and then we came all the way back down. doesn't necessarily mean that Ethereum has to hit all-time highs. As you can see here, we've got a 64% correction, 65% correction, and 81% correction. So our lows are starting to get less and less volatile. Again, showing more support, more liquidity, more institutionals involved. Crypto is going to be the future, and this is only the beginning. As you can see here, 2018 cycle, 75% correction the asset had. Ethereum's a good asset to watch because we know it's going to be the future. It's only second to Bitcoin. When it moves, altcoins move as well, but altcoins move a lot more. Micro cap altcoins, medium cap altcoins move a lot more volatile than Ethereum, which is a kind of a bigger cap coin. If we get into XRP, if we go all the way back to XRP's previous runs, we've had a 1,300% gain, a 1,200% gain, and a 665% gain. So this asset isn't going anywhere. It has been around for absolutely years and years on years, and we're only getting better and better price action. We can see that we haven't completely come down to the lows of our 2 cycles before, which is showing stronger support. We could easily be seeing past previous all-time high. The percentage upside is good. The dollar value is good. The institutions are going to be using this in the future. XRP is probably the most known altcoin behind, well, it is the most known altcoin and only third to Bitcoin and Ethereum. Most people are invested into it because it's cheaper, it's more affordable. The percentage gain is better. We've seen what it can do. Went up 700%. Ethereum only went up 200%. Bitcoin, you need money to be making money in Bitcoin now. We use Bitcoin as like an indicator to see where other assets will be going. But yeah, absolutely. XRP is the future. It's the way to go. You definitely want to be getting a bit in if you need some exposure to these kind of assets. Obviously, there's more potential in more niche assets if you can start predicting the future to see what sectors the industries are going towards, what can make humanity better, more evolved, what problems can be solved. That's the way to invest. And this is definitely a problem solver. Next one, I get into Bitcoin dominance. As you can see, we're currently trading around 59%. Considering the fact that I think that this is a bottoming structure, this is really interesting because Bitcoin in the past, usually when we're kind of in a bear market, we see these 73% being hit. This red line here, it usually gets hit, and currently it's not being touched. It's nowhere near it, which suggests that, like I said, there's more liquidity flowing into other coins, showing the future that is coming. It's not just going to be Bitcoin that is going to be number one. Bitcoin will probably and will be a store of value asset that only the rich will soon be able to hold because it'll be so expensive. But this confirms that other altcoins will be within the market and can make you money. Just this figure being at what it is now, and what it will probably, dominance will become less and less and less over time. And obviously we know that dominance only needs to come down a little bit for an alt season to happen. Around here we went around, let's see, 6% correction in dominance. We had a small alt season. So when this comes down even 10%, the coins that you've invested in with utility, especially if they're microcap coins, can make you significant profits. We're only at the start of this crypto cycle. Lastly, just to confirm this, look at the others chart. I've got 4 iterations where we've come around the 170 billion mark. Usually when we hit this mark, it's followed by some sort of run up, some sort of relief rally. Again here, 100%. 150%. And even though we had chop, up, down, up, is at 90% from the lows once we hit this 170 mark. As you can see, it's also prior liquidity back in 2020, 2021. The lows that I've put for the others chart, which I don't think we'll hit, is 67 billion. We haven't hit these since 2022. There's more liquidity in these altcoins now, which just shows how valuable these great returns in. And once we start seeing this kind of move, 150% upwards move, which can be a lot more once liquidity starts entering this market, once pension funds, once regular people are using these digital currencies without even knowing it, this is when the value is made. This is when the money is made. That's it for today, guys. Thank you for watching. We've got the Friday video coming up. Patreon links in the description. Thank you for watching, guys. Have a great day.